Previously on Sally Cat Plays Exile 2 Crystal Souls. Why isn't this thing responding?
Uh-oh.
And now I have rebooted everything, and we return to the test of mind. In the last episode, I did explain that broad is the key word in this puzzle. Every letter in broad counts for 1 point. I want to get out of this horrible hellhole right now contains 11 of these numbers. I thought it did. Broad is lucky, it's a 5, aid is a 2, infirm only manages a 1, while Vahnatai is a 3. Sitting is only a 0, the slacker, while tiny A is already a 1. But what is, I want to get out of this horrible hellhole right now? Okay. No, I'm pretty sure it should be 11. Still wrong. Did I miscount somewhere? I is nothing. Want has 1. 2 has 1. Get is nothing. Out has 1. Of has 1. This has nothing. Horrible has 1, 2, 3, 4. Hellhole just has the 1. Oh, I think I missed one on my last count. Right has 2. No. What? No. What if I just tried 12 anyway? Okay, the answer is 12, apparently. The statue says, I look like you, but much more pale. I can't escape from wind and hail. What am I? Well, I could go for the super obvious answer and say, you are a statue. And the super obvious answer is correct. One more puzzle. I can climb trees without a sound, but must still always touch the ground. What am I? My first thought on this one is ivy. And it's correct. You have passed the test. Go now to find your earned place among our people. Woohoo! All 3 tests passed. We can now return to Olgai in triumph. But first, there is another town on this little island over here that I'd like to explore. But first, fire hydras and a salamander. Oh joy. Okay then, came out of that moderately uncrispy. Ah, there's more of them. And more Vahnatai, and unfortunately the Vahnatai random mobs do not take care of the hydras for me. That is quite enough of that, thank you very much. Here's what I'm looking for. There is a small dock here, with a ferry set up to carry you across the water and back. The Vahnatai ferryman says to you, round trip, 2 gold. Very reasonable. You are rowed across the water. The journey is an awkwardly silent one. The ferryman is clearly not pleased to have humans aboard. Not to mention a slith and 2 nephils. Here we have the town of Egli, which appears to be somewhat well fortified here. I don't think any one of these is an obvious front gate, so let's just enter this one. carved in the wall, Hall of Learning. Ooh, I think I like this place. Oratem, Alchemist. There is a Vahnatai sitting at the table, grinding up some lichen. I am called Oratem, humans. Welcome to my shop. She indicates shelves of vials and pouches behind her. I create potions and other magical substances for my fellow mages. If you have any valuables, you can purchase them as well. Typing in potion just brings up the buy screen. Ooh, strong potions. And sapphires. And piercing crystals. Not something I'm going to buy right now, but very cool that it's here. We mages of Egli work hard to rebuild our lands after the resting, and to defend us from our enemies. Right now, those who stole our ancestors are our enemies, and when they are found, vengeance will be unavoidable. I don't have anything more to say on that. Alrighty. Well, I very much hope that we can prove Exile was not guilty of the theft. And these are just generic rooms with nothing of interest in them. There is a plaque on the wall reading, Off Earno. Hello? You seem like another mayor type. An aged Vahnatai sits here, polishing an intricately carved piece of smoky quartz. He wears a silver headband. His skin is very dull and dark grey, with many flecks of black. He looks up at you very slowly, his hand still moving automatically over the crystal. I am Off Earno. I welcome you to Egli. I am the Earno here, the speaker of Egli. Bonirno has spoken to me, saying we are to offer you help and information. Bonirno thinks you are beings of honor, and though I am filled with anger at your kind, I am filled more with respect for Bon's judgment. We can offer you knowledge of our magical ways, and help with understanding us. However, I cannot guarantee Rentar Earno will help you, I am afraid. Rentar Earno? Who's Rentar? He shakes his head. Rentar is the greatest of the Earnos awake. She created the barriers in your land, and she has no love of humans at this point. She has agreed not to harm you, but I don't think she will give you much aid. So Rentar is perhaps the Vahnatai equivalent of Erica the Archmage. Not someone to be messed with lightly. So ask about magic. Sino has agreed to teach you a small amount of our magic, both out of a desire to share, and so you can grasp some of our power. Be sure to speak with Lith. He can tell you of the importance of crystals to us. That word does keep coming up between crystal souls and soul crystals. Okay, magical ways. Okay, I believe that's all I can get out of this guy for now. The door is locked. Can I unlock it? Some door locking spell you have. Yeah, it's hard to say whether Egli functions more as a city or more like the Vahnatai Tower of Mages. Probably the latter. Feasting Hall. This Vahnatai skin is very smooth and has a shiny, almost waxy sheen. Possibly, that means he is younger. He wears the typical glowing robe and scant clothing underneath, and carries a double armload of scrolls. He nods. Welcome, humans. I heard of your arrival. I am Clodeka. I am still only an apprentice here. He indicates the scrolls. I am only an apprentice, not a crystal to my name. For now, I spend my time on these herb catalogues. He looks at the scrolls with distaste. He emits a Vahnatai sigh, a long, painful hiss of air from between clenched teeth. Shh. In the storerooms here, we have samples of every herb, lichen, mold, moss, mushroom, and other plant ever found in these caves, powerful or not, rare or not. I keep track of what is where and how fresh. It is both time-consuming and worthless. Looking for anything? No, we are not currently looking for anything specific. Okay. But should we need to find any specific plants or fungi, I suppose we know who to ask now. This is the kitchen. Nice large one, too. This Vahnatai is carrying a large bowl of pungent grey liquid. Its bright robes are speckled with tiny bits of food. So I assume you are the cook. He bows. A little of the fluid in the bowl spills over onto the floor. He pushes his robe into the fluid with his foot to mop it up. I'm Krian, he finally says. I am the cook and custodian for Egli at the moment. I also spend my time trying to get the mages to wake someone to help me. Many of us are still in the resting, sleeping in their crystals. Waking them all and rebuilding our cities are enormous jobs. The most important of the people get woken first. But some not so important others need to be woken too, eh? He proffers the bowl. Here, taste some of this broth. You do. It's nasty. He notes your reaction. Trust me, it tastes no better to us than you. The mages woke many warriors and the like, but very few people to simply keep things moving. He holds up the broth proudly. But if this doesn't get them to wake help for me, nothing will. Yes, show them you are an essential worker. Do not let them take unfair advantage of you. What could be in this little room? Okay, little meditation cell or some such, I guess. There is a quartz plaque set into the wall here. It reads, Crystal Workroom. This is an elaborate workshop, used to take raw quartz crystals and stone, and process them into crystals for magic, and coffins for the Vahnatai to hibernate in. There are piles of quartz and racks of tools everywhere, and stone dust stings your nostrils. This Vahnatai robes are covered with quartz dust, and bunched in about his waist by a tool belt. He is currently buffing down a sheet of blue glass. I am Lith. Welcome. I am a crystalsmith, and this is my work. He holds up the blue glass. So crystals are pretty important to you guys, huh? I create soul crystals and crystal souls, the core of Vahnatai magic. There is a big difference. Crystal souls are the physical manifestation of our spirits. They are what was stolen. Soul crystals are what we store energy and other things in. To ever perform any of our special magics, you will need one. One called Abra said he would give you one, but he had to leave. Maybe you should find him. Okay. Well, he doesn't have a whole lot to say, but what he does have is very interesting. Perhaps Abra is elsewhere in this complex. Hello. There is a Vahnatai woman sitting cross-legged on her bed, staring deeply into a large, glowing crystal. Things are unusually warm around her. She continues to focus on the large crystal. It's as if she's in communion with it. Motes of light float from her into the crystal. Other, smaller motes float back. She ignores you. Okay then. Okay, that door is very locked. Really? Got one. It is a room. The cabinet contains many scrolls. Most are blank. Some form a record of recent goings-on in the Vahnatai community. Most aren't useful, but one mentions Rent Our Ear now. Holed up like a vole in northwest Egli. I still can't find the second way in. Interesting. The box contains typically sparse Vahnatai personal effects. A few robes and some minor possessions. Nothing valuable. In other words, nothing worth stealing. Reveal your secrets to me. Yeah, if it's defeating this many unlocked spells, I don't think picking it is going to do anything. Maybe I'll come back later. This cabinet contains crystals, some rough, some polished, some carved with intricate patterns. None of them are useful to you right now. And same thing here. And same thing there. And nothing interesting in the barrels. Have I talked to you? Yep, this is Cladeka. And these are more meditation cells. So let us see this Hall of Learning. Elaborate formulae have been painted onto the wall here, using some thick, glowing, fluorescent powder. Must be a Vahnatai chalkboard. Cool. Well, I guess we do have glowing chalkboards now that we've got smart boards, for those of you who have experience with such things. You meet a somewhat short Vahnatai male. He is reading a scroll while walking around. Even though he doesn't seem aware of his surroundings, he deftly steps around chairs and away from walls. He looks up at you. Welcome, humans. I am Sino. I am an instructor here. I teach the magical arts to visitors. Cool. I instruct visitors in the powerful Vahnatai magical arts. In return, we of Egli request a donation to continue our researches. Let me know if you wish to purchase skills. By the way, to use the spells I can teach you, you will need a soul crystal. Ah, really? Go speak with Lith. He is Egli's crystalsmith. Yeah, but Lith told us to go find Abra, and we still haven't found that guy. So Sino teaches exactly 2 spells, Capture Soul and Simulacrum. Basically, Capture Soul can store a copy of a monster in the soul crystal. Simulacrum draws forth this copy and basically acts as a summon that will fight for you. You can potentially summon very powerful beings with this. It feels kinda like Pokemon. In fact, might as well buy them while I'm here, because these are very cheap. Well, we've heard that Rentar Irno is holed up in the northwest. Let's see if we can go in through here. This door glows faintly. When you reach for the handle, your hand gets pushed back so sharply your wrist hurts. It looks like you aren't getting in this way. Seems like Rentar Irno does not particularly want visitors at this point in time. Carved into the wall, Halls of Rentar Irno. So she is important enough that she gets pretty much an entire corner of this place to herself. So, we definitely have the option now of going back to Olgai and actually speaking with the council, but I do believe there's a bit more exploring we can do to the east of here, including tracking down this Abra fellow. What shall we do first? Find out next time. Have a good one, everybody.